y'all. Hey, so this is 5 weeks of grow out, you guys. 5 weeks. As you can see, there is no lifting at all. Everything is still good. But anyway, you guys, this is part 3 of why I ended up in jail. This is the first day of spring. Well, I think yesterday was the first day of spring. Good Friday is coming soon. And for me, this is a new year. Spring is a new year for me. It's when everything comes back alive. Everything starts to bloom again. So yeah, I just want to go ahead and get this part 3 out the way. Get this behind me, y'all. It's going to be a better year. Than last year. Just new and exciting things coming my way. I will not be going back to jail. So part 3, you guys, what happened when I got out? I wasn't sure how I wanted to do this video at first because I had forgot, y'all, that when I had, so y'all know that I work for USPS and I also work in the medical field where I have a client that I take care of. And I've been with her for almost 3 years. I was with her when she was still walking, when she was still in her right mind. Everything was still good to go, with her. And now she is, on bed rest. She can't walk anymore. She has full-blown dementia, and I hate to see her go down like this, but I'm so glad that I get to take care of her because I know the things that she likes. I know her dislikes. We are like family. So, but she's had full-blown dementia now for almost a year. So I'm mentioning her because there's a testimony in this, y'all. And I know I've talked about all the bad things that happened. I talked about how I went to jail. I talked about the craziness when I was in jail. Now I want to tell y'all the goodness of God, y'all. What happened when I got out of jail, y'all. This is a testimony. Y'all do not understand. This is a testimony. So, okay. Let's just, I want to get this back in my mind and visualize it. So let's go back to when I was in jail. Y'all, if y'all haven't, caught up on the videos, just go back and watch them. So the next morning when the first shift came in, so basically they called my name first. So I went out and she was like, you can go ahead and call your ride. So I called my husband. I was like, come on, and he was like, do you need me to bring you anything? And I was like, yes, please bring me something to drink. And he was like, what do you want? And I was like, bring me some apple juice. Cause y'all, I was so thirsty. I was so thirsty being in there for 12 hours, talking to all those girls for 12 hours and not having anything to drink. I was dying of thirst. So anyway, and then, so I called him, and then they had to swab my mouth and everything to get my DNA or something. I don't know. I was so paranoid, y'all. I was like, they are just trying to find anything on me. Like, they are just really digging, because they know they messed up. They ain't got nothing on me, but come to find out they do that to everyone. I knew they fingerprinted everyone, but I did not know that they swab your mouth. So swabbed my mouth, and she was apologizing to me the whole time. She was like, oh my God, honey, I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry, honey. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. We got to do this. I'm so sorry. My mouth was so dry. I don't even know how she could even swab my mouth, but swabbed my mouth, called my husband. After that, after they swabbed my mouth, they let me go. So I was just outside walking around, waiting on him, and it was so crazy. Like, it's just crazy how to get up there. It's so awkward the way you have to get up there. So I was praying that he was going to come in the right way to pick me up. And then, so I went up to the front, and the lady was telling me, she was like talking to me about my husband, and she said, I have never seen somebody get out of jail so fast. She said, She said, all my years working here, I've never seen somebody get out of jail so fast. And she said, and I've never seen someone call up to the jail as much as your husband did. So we talked for a minute, and then I was going to wait inside. It was kind of cold outside. It was early in the morning, but I went outside and was just waiting on him to pull up. And it took him a minute and I thought he had got lost. I was about to start walking like to the main road, and as soon as I was getting ready to start walking, he had pulled up, and I was like, thank goodness. So that was Wednesday when I had got out. Y'all know I'm off on Wednesdays. So I went home, showered, scrubbed. I threw away those clothes, y'all. And I slept for like basically the rest of the day. Now, the next day I went to work. I went right back to work like nothing happened. I was thinking, I'm just going to go back to work and I'm going to deal with this later, because I was just so stressed out, but I had to go back to work. So I was like, I'm just going to go back to work. I'm going to act like nothing happened, y'all. Soon as I walked into work, they knew. Like, everybody was looking. It felt like everybody was looking at me. But, like, some of my friends, some of the aides, the nursing, like not the C, they're like CNAs. They were up at their desk, and we're kind of like, friends, coworker friends. Like, some of them I talked to, they're real cool. And she immediately was like, girl, what did you do? Woody woo. And she was like, aggravated assault. It was me and this other, it was three of us talking. And she was like, well, at first we thought you had beat up your husband, but that would have been domestic assault. And I was like, no, she was like, Lord, what did Kiara do? She done beat up her husband. So anyway, we got to talking. So I was like, okay, they know. I was like, how did you know? And it was like somebody on Facebook had messaged her because he had seen it. It was another guy that worked there. And I think he actually used to work for the jail. So like he keeps up with stuff like that. He seen it. And then messaged her, told her. I was just like, dang, y'all. Like, so I was like, okay, they probably the only ones that seen it, right? So I go in. I'm stressed out, y'all. I'm just, I go in, do my regular job, do my job. And then a few hours later, my client, here comes her daughter, the one that takes care of her, the one that brings all her supplies and stuff like that. And, so she comes in creeping and look like she just creeping. And I'm trying to keep a straight face. Like, she come in tiptoeing. Like, I'm just looking at her like, what's wrong with her? And I would have never thought in a million years that she would know, because, she's just not that type of person to be looking at, people that went to jail. So she comes walking up to me all slow and stuff. And she was like, are you okay? And I was just like, yeah. She was like, and she like kind of turned her head to the side. And she was like, I seen where you went to jail. And I was just like, are you serious? I'm just like, what are y'all doing? Are y'all just like, do y'all just, because I don't Google, I don't look on that stuff, y'all. I don't care. Like, I don't go on there. But anyway, so come to find out, her sister, so like my client has 3 kids. She has 2 daughters, and those are the 2 that I keep up with. So the other daughter used to be a school teacher, and she just retired. And she said that she watches for it. She looks at, like, the jail, who goes to jail. I don't even know what it's called, y'all, because I don't even look at the stuff. But she said she watches it like every day, because she says she tries to, keep up with her kids. She's been a school teacher for over 30 years. So she tries to keep up with her kids, the ones that was kind of troubled. She's wondering, like, was they going to get any trouble after they graduated? Woody woo. So she seen me, and then she told her sister. So then I had to tell her everything that happened or whatever. And she was like, well, are you okay? Do you need anything? This, that, and the other. And I was like, no. I told her, I was like, just pray for me. Okay, so y'all, the original date that I went to jail, when it was filed, when the incident occurred with the girl that was parked in front of on my yard, was January the 12th, 2023. Okay, I'm thinking of this. Okay, first, let me tell y'all something that happened before I go into all that. And I need to hurry up because I don't have a lot of time on this video. I didn't know how I wanted to do this, y'all. Because I do want to show y'all the text messages, and I was just going to put the text messages on the screen and just talk to y'all, but I figured y'all might get bored just looking at text. So anyway, the summer of 2021, I had a dream, y'all. God also speaks to me through dreams. The summer of 2021, I had a dream. Somebody came in my dream that I know very, very well, like the back of my hand. And they were like, you have 2 years, like threatening, you know what I'm saying? And that was basically it. But the dream was so vivid and it was so real. I knew, like, when my dreams are very vivid, I know that it means something. So, and then the person that came to my dream, I knew that it meant something. And so they was like, you have 2 years. So I was like, dang, it was like a threat. You know what I'm saying? So I was like, okay, so right then and there, I was like, okay, this is the summer of 2021. So I was like, okay, that means the summer of 2023, something is going to happen. And I told my husband, I was like, the summer of 2023, something's going to happen. So, and I even marked it in my phone and everything, y'all. So, okay, y'all know me and my husband went on vacation in 2023. And I even posted it on here. And y'all was so paranoid because that was the summer where something was supposed to happen. I didn't know how to travel. I didn't know if we should take a plane, rent a car, take his car, take my car. I was just like, no, something's going to happen. So I was thinking, we was going to get into an accident or something. So we went on vacation. We made it there fine. We was safe. We had a good time. We got back safe. We had a good time. So I was like, okay, so everything's cool. Ain't nothing happened yet. And summer is almost over with. So I was like, shoot, I'm good. Ain't nothing to happen. Literally, y'all, summer ended September the 23rd, 2023. 4 days, y'all. I'm thinking that, maybe, it wasn't nothing. So I'm just thinking, okay, maybe the dream wasn't nothing. Maybe I, misread that. 4 days, y'all, before summer ended, that's when the police officers busted in my home and arrested me. They arrested me on September the 19th. And summer ended September the 23rd. I was so close, y'all. I was so close. But it's just crazy because it's stuff like that happens to me. Not like bad like this, but like dreams like that. I have dreams that mean stuff and it always comes to pass. So anyway, I was just like, dang, I was so close. But anyway, I wanted to tell y'all that. Now let's go back. So the original date where the girl was parked on my grass was January the 12th, 2023. The case was dismissed and expunged December the 14th, 2023. So that was like a whole year. Okay, I went in to work, y'all, September the 19th. Wait, from September the 19th, from September the 19th, from the time that I got arrested to October the 2nd, y'all, I hadn't done anything. I was so stressed out. I did not do anything at all whatsoever. I hadn't went and seen any lawyers or anything. I did go to the hospital. I think I in one video, I told y'all how I had woke up and I could not move my neck at all whatsoever. That's what stress does to you or to me. Like, stress does stuff to our bodies that we have no control over. I did not know that stress affected me like it did until after it happened, because usually I can deal with stress. Like, stress is not, something that I don't feel like I get stressed out easily. But this stressed me out. I hadn't ever been to jail before. So I carry my stress in my shoulders and in my upper back and in my neck. That's where I carry my stress in my body. We all carry our stress in our body. Some people carry it in their lower back. So some people have headaches, woody woo. So anyway, I'm leading up to something, y'all. So from September the 19th through October the 2nd, it was 13 days. I had not done anything. I had went to work, and I'm going to insert some text messages on here, y'all, where I had text my clients' daughters in a group message. And this is what happened. Okay, I had to put this sideways so I can read it. It says, this was October the 2nd. This was Monday, y'all. This was 13 days after I had went to jail. God has spoke through your mother. This was on Monday the 2nd, 13 days after I had got out of jail. I didn't do anything, y'all. So stressed out. It says, God spoke to your mother this morning, and she cried, and I was in tears. I came in this morning, and she was all out of sorts, y'all. She was acting crazy. I'm telling you, she was acting evil. Like, it's like, I can't even go into all of it, or this video is going to be way too long. The aide was in there. I can barely read this, y'all. It says, she told me I had been trying to keep her off the floor. She was having one of her episodes where she was trying to get out the bed and to go here and there, etc. Anyways, I tried to calm her down and told her we were going to read for 30 minutes. Because, y'all, when I come in the mornings, I always read my Bible first before I do anything else. I read my Bible for an hour. So I was trying to read my Bible, and she was acting up and I couldn't read. So I was trying to calm her down, tell her we're going to read for 30 minutes. She calmed down for 5 minutes. I had gave her like a piece of paper like she could read, something. And she calmed down for 5 minutes, y'all. That she didn't calm down long. But anyway, that went on for like until 10 o'clock when she kept trying to get out the bed. So I had to call the nurse in. The nurse gave her some Ativan. It's a little rub that they put on the inside of her wrist. 10 minutes later, y'all, after the nurse gave her that Ativan, I'm just going to read. It says, she immediately started to literally preach an entire sermon to me, y'all. She started preaching, and I already had my Bible in my hand because I was already reading. But, y'all, she literally started to preach an entire sermon to me. And I said, this is a testimony. I don't know if anyone told her. Of course, nobody told her. She has dementia. Like, I was just so shocked, y'all. This is what I text literally after it all happened. I said, I don't know if anyone told her what happened, but I said, what happened to me? But if I didn't know what to do before, I know now. So, yeah, I knew what to do after she preached to me. Okay, let me go to the next text. Okay, this is what my client told me. She said the devil got a hold of her and she was asking for forgiveness, but the sermon was about forgiveness and mercy. We read 5 to 6 scriptures about mercy. She told me a story of when she needed mercy, and she also told me of a story of her mom's prayer. Y'all, it was so powerful. I have zero doubt that it was God. I held up, but once it was over, I had to shed a tear, and she did too. She prayed us out, and it was perfect. I'm amazed at the power of God. That went on over an hour. We had church. Do you hear me, y'all? We had church. One of her daughters had put hearts, and then I said the aide just came and checked on her. I told her what happened, and she said yes, she is calm now because she did what God told her to do, so now she feels better. So many emotions is what the next text says, y'all. So many emotions. It was crazy that the aide had even said that, even though I know the aide is a Christian. She's never really talked like that before, and everything just basically just started to come together for me at this point. It was amazing, y'all. It was amazing. This lady can barely even talk. She was doing all of this with her eyes closed. That's how I know that it was God. That's how I know it was God. She was doing all this with her eyes closed, like telling me to pull up scriptures and everything. Okay, and then it says, I said too many emotions. One of her daughters said, oh, my heart. And then I said her name, and I said, hold on, let me turn this light on. I said, she spoke so plain and clear, and it was all about my situation. Long story short, I had hate in my heart for my ex-husband, especially when he shot into my house after our divorce. God allowed all this to happen to show me that I have to forgive him. Forgiveness is hard, especially when you have to forgive someone who was actively trying to kill you, but God knows that we cannot make it into those heavenly gates without forgiveness. If Jesus died for our filthy sins, then who are we to even think that we don't have to forgive one another? And then she preached about mercy. She asked me, what is mercy? Long story short, God will have mercy on me in my situation if I forgive him. That's what I was feeling right after it had happened, y'all. Because God just really just wants to save me. I'm not perfect. None of us are perfect, but he wants to build our character. That's why we go through these tests and these trials, because it builds our character to where we can become more like him. Because y'all, I had so much hate in my heart for that man. This happened way before this situation happened. Like, he shot in my bedroom window way before this situation happened. It was a few years before. But ever since he had done that, I was holding all that hate in my heart for all those years. He was like the only person that I hated besides the devil. Like, I hated him like I hated the devil. I was praying for him to die. And I can say it because God knows. I was praying to God. I was praying to God for my ex to die. Like, I wanted him to die. Like, I just wanted something bad to happen to him. I wanted him to have a heart attack. I didn't care what happened to him. I just wanted him to get hit by a bus. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm like, this man tried to kill me. When you see bullets in your home. Okay, let me finish reading. God will have mercy on me in my situation if I forgive him. That's just how I felt. Not saying that God, was like that, but that's just how I felt. Like, God, he loves us and he cares for us and he wants us. I didn't come here to preach to y'all, but God, he wants us to live with him forever. Like, that's why he had mercy. What is mercy? Mercy is like where God feels sorry for you and he has pity on you, because we're all sinners and God has mercy on us, and that's what my client who has dementia preached about. God spoke through this lady. She literally preached an entire sermon. It was like she was preaching and teaching at the same time. Like, I literally was at the edge of my seat, y'all. I felt like I was in Bible study and church at the same time, like listening to a preacher. But see, the reason why I was so in tune to what she was saying, I knew instantly it was God, because she has full-blown dementia. She can barely talk anymore. So when this happened, when she just all of a sudden just started preaching, and then at first I was like, okay, I was listening, but I didn't think it was gonna go on that long. I thought maybe she would just stop, or then maybe she would start trying to get out the bed again, or just something. But no, this went on over an hour. And after it had went on for about 10 minutes, that's when I was like, literally, it's like it clicked to me, like, this is God speaking through her. This is God talking to you. Make sure you take all this in. This is God talking to you. And the main thing that she preached about was mercy and forgiveness. Mercy, long story short, God will have mercy on me. And okay, so that's, y'all already seen that. I said, oh my gosh, I can't stop tearing up. And she is so calm now, y'all. After she got through preaching and she did what God told her to do, she was so calm after that. She was laughing. Like, you could just tell, like, you could tell that it was God. Like, it wasn't no laughing because of the Ativan. No, it was, I've been with this lady. She's been getting Ativan. She's been had full-blown dementia. She's been having to get that type of medicine to calm her down. She has never acted like this, y'all, ever. And then I was telling, I said her name, that's her daughter who has power of attorney over her. And I was telling her that she might have to bring some more Kleenex because I just could not stop crying, y'all. I was just playing. So anyway, she was saying that she would be over later. And then when she came over later, y'all, we started talking again. And then Tuesday, October the 24th, I texted them again and I told them that the case was dismissed and it was expunged off my record. Hallelujah. This is when it was signed from the judge, December the 14th, 2023. And I also shared this on my community tab, y'all, where it was expunged off my record. So yes, y'all, that is the goodness of God. That is the goodness of God. So now let me just, I can't believe that happened to me, y'all. Like, God has really done some, he's performed miracles in my life, y'all. He has healed me of rheumatoid arthritis. I used to have rheumatoid arthritis, y'all. God is just so good. But let me tell you, okay, so the reason why he did it, y'all, because I was so stressed. Well, I was seeking, when I got out of jail, I was seeking answers from him. I did not even start looking. Usually, y'all, I'm a beast. I'm a beast. Like, I'm ready. I'm surprised that I didn't immediately start going to lawyers and looking to get this thing situated. But I was so, okay, when I got out of jail, y'all, remember I told y'all, when I got out of jail, I was so like drained. I was kind of depressed. I went through like a small little depression and sadness because just seeing the people that were in there, just seeing how, the justice system failed me, even though in the end God prevailed and it was God that got me out of the situation. But it's just like the stupid reasons why some of them girls were in there, especially the pregnant girl, like, it just made me sad, to see where the world is coming to, like, and then just seeing like everyone that was in there, like all the officers that were in there, everyone's just so young. It's like they don't know what they're doing. And it just made me really sad, y'all, because I feel like, a lot of those people, and there was another girl in there for a traffic violation. She needed to do something with her driver's license. Her driver's license was revoked. She got out before anybody else did. I didn't tell y'all about her. It was like 11 girls in there, y'all. So they were all just in there for some petty stuff, and they were all so young. And it's basically just life lessons, but everyone has to get, the things that they were in there for, y'all, was just like things that we learn as we grow in age. They were all in their 20s, maybe early 30s, some of them. And a lot of them were in there for drugs. And maybe that was their time that they need to wake up and see that they need to stop playing in whatever they was doing. But it still made me sad because it's just like, y'all are arresting people for dumb shit. Like, y'all are just arresting people for the dumbest shit. Like, it's just, I don't know, y'all. To me, it was because in my city, there's so much more going on than the stuff that I heard while those ladies were arrested. There's so much more going on. There's people that are dying every day, being shot. The gun violence is terrible. I was trying to, experiment with stamping, y'all. This did not work out at all whatsoever. I don't know if I need the the polish, because I was just using regular gel polish. So anyway, y'all, but okay, so like when I had got out of jail, y'all, I was a little depressed. I was sad. I was, when you just get so to the point to where you're just so depressed that you can't even pray. But I was praying still. Like, I was talking to God in my head, and I was seeking answers from him on, like, why did this happen? Like, why did I go to jail? Y'all, I truly believe that everything happens for a reason. If you read the Bible and all the crazy stuff that happens in the Bible, all the Bible stories, y'all, I finally finished reading my Bible, my full Bible. It only took me over 20 years, but I finally finished the Bible, y'all. And there are so many crazy stories in the Bible. There's murder, there's adultery, cannibalism, everything that's happening now was happening then. There is nothing new under the sun, y'all. People that's supposed to, been followers of Jesus, they even fell off. The Bible has so many stories in them, and the Bible will always, all of the stories that the Bible talks about, it ends with a testimony. Everything God does, he does for a reason. All the stories in the Bible end with a testimony. Everybody should know the story of Joseph when his brothers sold him into slavery. That ended in a testimony. Read the Bible. The Bible has it all. Do you hear me? Like, so just knowing that, like, I know that everything happens for a reason. So I was just asking God, like, why did this happen? And I'm sure he was probably trying to get my attention before, like, with the forgiveness, because y'all had so much hatred in my heart for this man. And he just had to do something drastic, because that's just how I am. I have grown from this situation, though. I am not going to be as hard-headed and stubborn, because I don't want to have to learn lessons in that way. Like, I don't want God to have to go to that extent to get my attention. No, I don't want to have to do that. Like, no. But he already knew it was going to happen. That's why I had the dream 2 years before it even happened. And y'all, I thought I was in the clear, y'all. I thought I was in the clear. But yeah, y'all, that's my testimony. Like I said, we always want to talk about the bad things that happen and stuff, but we have to talk about, the good things that happen as well. And that was the good that happened out of it, was basically me forgiving. And that is a big thing. That is a huge thing. We are no better than anyone else. Like, we all came from dirt. We have all done our dirt. We have all wronged someone. And we all have to forgive. Just because you don't deal with that person anymore, that doesn't mean you don't have to forgive them. Like, you can forgive them and still not deal with them. Yeah. Because, some people are just toxic, and you don't want that type of toxicity in your life. You don't have to deal with people like that, but you still have to forgive them. So, yeah, this is the good that came out the bad. When she was given lemons, she made lemonade. Okay? Like, there's always something good that comes out of something bad when God has anything to do with it. I had to sit back and really think, like, when God brings everything to fruition for you, you have to, you got to sit back and take it all in. And you got to see the timelines of when everything happened, especially when he brings it all, to the forefront to you. And you just have to sit back and just be amazed at how God does things. Like he does things that are out of our imagination, of anything that we could ever imagine or, think. Like the way he arranges things to happen in our life, it's just amazing. Things happen for a reason. Some things we may never know. Some things we just won't ever understand until, that time. But some things he will, if you ask and seek, some things he will tell you right then and there. This is what happened, and he chastises his children. If he loves you, he's going to chastise you for sure. He does not deal with the children of Satan. They chose what they wanted to do. So yes, if you are being tested, if you're going through trials and tribulations, that is God building your character. That's all that is. You're just going through trials, and guess what? It's going to be a testimony for you later on in life. It's going to build your character. It's going to bring you a little bit closer to where you actually want to be in life, whether you realize it or not. So breathe. You're okay. You're going to get through it. It's only for a season. So, yeah, you guys, these are the water decals. The only thing I do, y'all, is I just put the decals in the water. And after they sit in there for so long, they just float up to the top. And then you just grab them up out of there. That's the only thing I do. And then just put a piece of a paper towel over them to dry, to get the water off of them. And then once you do that, they're kind of like stuck down where they're not going to move. But once you put them on like that, while the water is still on there, you can move them around. See, you can move them around where you want them. They move around just fine, but then once you dry it with the paper towel, it's pretty much stuck so that you could put your top coat on. Yeah, I'm starting to lose my voice. So yeah, I just want to share that with you guys. I have so many other testimonies that has happened to me in previous times in my life. Y'all, I'm 43 years old. So yes, I have lived. Okay. And if you guys are young and you haven't really experienced much, keep on living. Okay. Keep on living, because God will, if you seek him and ask, he will do amazing things in your life. It will happen. It's just a lot of times we don't seek and we don't ask. Some people feel like it's disrespectful to question God. I don't. If I have a question, I'm going to ask him. I don't feel like there's anything wrong with questioning him. As long as you're sincere in your heart about it. And he will show you. Just like the Bible said, I ain't come to preach to y'all, but just like the Bible said, if you seek, you will find. If you seek wholeheartedly with all your heart and you're sincere, you will find. A lot of us don't seek. That's the problem. We're not seeking. So yeah, you guys, that's my testimony. That is the good that came out the bad. And looking back, now I'm glad that I went to jail. I know that's crazy to say, but evidently I'm hard-headed, and that's what God had to do to get my attention.
Like, oh.